Caution.
In the very beginning of 2013, a chaotic physics game captured everyone's attention, known as Surgeon Simulator 2013. Created in 48 hours for the 2013 Global Game Jam, the game followed the player trying to do a heart transplant on a patient, with janky controls to move the arm, hand, and fingers to operate many tools to achieve their goal. And very quickly, the game caught on and became a huge success, thanks to Rooster Teeth, Uberhaxer Nova, PewDiePie, Markiplier, and many more, with some names lost to time unfortunately. The popularity of the game led to a full release in April 2013 entitled Surgeon Simulator 2013. And the game's popularity would then reach a bigger high thanks to the content featured in the release, as well as YouTubers making more and more videos about it. But before we go, this video is sponsored by you. I'm a small channel, and it takes long for videos like these to be made, so please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to drive up the engagement. Use code BARDY1000 subscribers for 1% off your first purchase. No thanks to Raid Shadow Legends or Honey, but thanks to you viewers, that's all. The full release included 2 more surgeries, a double kidney transplant and a brain transplant, as well as 2 more places to operate on, being an ambulance and space. The game also featured more fleshed out physics and gameplay, being less wonky and bare-boned than the original, and actually has lore. The player assumes the role of Nigel Burke, a surgeon from England, as he goes on to operate on a man named Bob Merton, referred to as just Bob. Bob is the second main character who appears as a patient whom Nigel operates on, besides other patients I'll get to later. Bob seemingly has heart disease, kidney failure, brain tumor, eye disease, and tooth decay. Unknown which disease they are exactly, but Bob doesn't really have the cleanest bill of health due to him going through the same procedures in other places like corridors, ambulances, and space. The game has had many updates released, such as the update in June 2013 which gave the players a free DLC collaboration with Team Fortress 2, giving the players a Meet the Medic inspired surgery where the player takes control of Medic as he gives the heavy a heart transplant, with Uber. Thanks Gaben.
Gaben.
As well as an update in September of that year called Codename Trisha. That update gave some lore to the game in the form of an ARG, revealing that Nigel has a girlfriend named Trisha, but also adding a new surgery with an alien, named Gwarp. The alien surgery is very complicated due to the zero gravity, odd tools, and the anatomical layout of Gwarp himself. But no, the popularity did not stop there, as the following year in 2014, the game was ported to iOS, Android, and the PlayStation 4. The ports had more surgeries and content which later was added on PC, entitled the Anniversary A&E Edition. This anniversary update, which came first with the mobile and PlayStation 4 ports, added the corridor surgeries as well as the eye and teeth transplants, among many others. And the game has received much more love through the dedicated VR port, first teased as the free demo called Surgeon Simulator VR Meet the Medic in April 2016, and at the end of the year, in December 5th, the full game released for the VR. And the final update on the original game being in June 2016 named Inside Donald Trump. Oh, that kinda sounds weird. This final update features a heart transplant on then presidential candidate Donald Trump, where the players have strange tools including various rips on Donald Trump himself, such as his vodka, Trump towers, small hands, and so on. The surgery concludes when the player chooses which heart to give Trump, either a stone heart or a golden heart, with a poll online that no longer exists sadly, showing what people chose. And I vaguely remember in 2016 the site having an overwhelming majority choosing the stone heart, due to people not really liking Trump at the time. And the players can access a little extra bit of content for the Trump update in the form of a makeup kit when they sign their email in the notepad by the remote controller which starts the surgery. This content unfortunately is no longer available due to the servers not being maintained. After the Donald Trump DLC in June 2016, and after the VR release later that year, new content for the original Surgeon Simulator stopped. The game remains available on PC, Meta, and the PlayStation 4, with the iOS and Android editions unfortunately lost to time. The game did however get more ports since the final update, for the Nintendo Switch in 2018 and the PlayStation 5 in 2024. But those ports didn't really feature more content, as they were just the same game using the PlayStation 4 version as a blueprint. Boss Studios have shifted focus, with other releases such as I Am Bread, which was a huge success at its time, also with lore that relates to Surgeon Simulator, with Bob himself appearing, and Surgeon Simulator 2, which released in 2020 to a mixed reception due to the game being less of the original and being more focused on platforming. Most of the negative reception these days for Surgeon Simulator 2 comes from the fact that the game has been abandoned and the multiplayer being removed for absolutely no reason. and the franchise itself changed hands in 2022 when it was sold to Dynamedion, and later in 2024 with Atari. Yes, that Atari, under the Infogrames label. And now Surgeon Simulator remains to be known as a titan of the first half of the 2010s, a silly game that summed up the YouTube-driven, meme-friendly spirit of that time, like the alien surgery having organs named after YouTubers like the Poods Ball for PewDiePie as an example, or the Cube Trangifier named after Nerd Cubed. It was a huge relic that connected the internet together. And though the series just died down basically, it's fondly remembered by me and many other people as a product of its time, and the era where the internet was dominated by people just having fun, not caring about some darn algorithm that is appeased by content and random games becoming very popular. Actually, that is still definitely true in some form, like Deltarune and Peak to name a few. I found myself coming back to Surgeon Simulator once every blue moon to replay the game to its fullest, and recently I just had this blue moon occur in which I wanted to play the game. It really got me reminiscing about that era it came from, and it's funny because I spoke about nostalgia in an earlier video, but it's odd that of all the games that the internet had a hyperfixation on every year, Surgeon Simulator is a huge outlier. It wasn't a horror game like Granny, Slender, FNAF, Bendy, or Amnesia, nor was it an RPG like Undertale or Stardew Valley, or a platformer like Cuphead or what have you. It was a gory, semi-realistic surgery game that has had very unique controls practically no other games ever had. Well, some had like Amputee, but really no other game truly applied those controls and took off in popularity, and that accounts for something. And that's an odd thing because this game truly was never like anything else. And we have hindsight to make us realize that, and maybe none of you cared about the game as much. Maybe some of you are older and look back at it like, haha, that funny surgery game from when I was younger, as I did from time to time. But this time particularly just really got me into this pondering. And yeah, many people are making videos like these, and it sometimes feels like it's a way to feed the algorithm, but you see practically no one talking about this game, or talking about really how unique it was. And as much as I'm a sucker for nostalgia and the past, I don't really want to say that the present day is bad. Yeah, look, 2016 had Isis and Leafy, and the first Apocalypse, but the present day still has its challenges, same to 10 years ago. And it's better to just let go and enjoy what life has now before you have hindsight to make you say, damn, that year was good. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, drive up the engagement. This is Barty, signing out. Peace.